Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd Canto, 4th Chapter, text number 8. Nunam Bhagavato Brahman Hareradbhuta Karmanaha Durvibhavyam Ivabhati Kavibhischapi Cheshtitam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. O learned Brahmana, the transcendental activities of the Lord are all wonderful, and they appear inconceivable because even great endeavors by many learned scholars have still proved insufficient for understanding them. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The acts of the Supreme Lord in the creation of just this one universe appear inconceivably wonderful, and there are innumerable universes, and all of them aggregated together are known as the created material world. And this part of his creation is only a fractional portion of the complete creation. The material world stands as a part only, ekam shena sthito jagat. Supposing that the material world is a display of one part of his energy, the remaining three parts consist of the Vaikuntha Jagat or spiritual world, described in the Bhagavad Gita as Madhama or Sanatana Dhama or the eternal world. We have marked in the previous verse that he creates and again winds up the creation. This action is applicable only in the material world because the other greater part of his creation, namely the Vaikuntha world, is neither created nor annihilated. Otherwise, the Vaikuntha Dhama would not have been called eternal. The Lord exists with Dhama. His eternal name, quality, pastimes, and entourage and personality are all a display of his different energies and expansions. The Lord is called Anadi, or having no creator, and Adi, or the origin of all. We think in our own imperfect way that the Lord is also created, but the Vedanta informs us that he is not created. Rather, everything else is created by him. Narayana Paro Avyaktat. Therefore, for the common man, these are all very wonderful matters for consideration. Even for great scholars, they are inconceivable, and thus such scholars present theories contradictory to one another. Even for the insignificant part of his creation, this particular universe, they have no complete information as to how far this limited space extends, or how many stars and planets are there, or the different conditions of those innumerable planets. Modern scientists have insufficient knowledge of all this. Some of them assert that there are 100 million planets scattered all over space. In a news release from Moscow dated 2/21/60, the following piece of knowledge was relayed. Russia's well-known professor of astronomy, Boris Vorontsov-Velyuminov, said that there must be an infinite number of planets in the universe inhabited by beings endowed with reason. It could be that life similar to that on Earth flourishes on such planets. Doctor of Chemistry Nikolai Zhirov, covering the problem of atmosphere on other planets, pointed out that the organism of a Martian, for instance, could very well adapt itself to normal existence with a low body temperature. He said that he felt that the gaseous composition of Martian atmosphere was quite suitable to sustain life of beings which have become adapted to it. This adaptability of an organism to different varieties of planets is described in the Brahma Samhita as Vibhuti Bhinnam, that is, each and every one of the innumerable planets within the universe is endowed with a particular type of atmosphere, and the living beings there are more perfectly advanced in science and psychology because of a better atmosphere. Vibhuti means specific powers, and Bhinnam means variegated. Scientists who are attempting to explore outer space and are trying to reach other planets by mechanical arrangements must know for certain that organisms adapted to the atmosphere of Earth cannot exist in the atmospheres of other planets. Easy journey to other planets. One has to prepare himself, therefore, to be transferred to a different planet after being relieved of the present body, as it is said in the Bhagavad Gita 9:25. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin yanti pitra vrataha bhutani yanti bhutejyo yanti madhyachino apiman. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. Maharaj Parikshit's statement regarding the workings of the creative energy of the Lord discloses that he knew everything of the process of creation. Why then did he ask Shukadeva Goswami for such information? Maharaj, Maharaj Parikshit, being a great emperor, a descendant of the Pandavas, and a great devotee of Lord Krishna, was quite able to know considerably about the creation of the world, but that much knowledge was not sufficient. He said, therefore, that even greatly learned scholars fail to know about that, even after great effort. The Lord is unlimited, and his activities are also unfathomed. With a limited source of knowledge and with imperfect senses, any living being up to the standard of Brahmaji, the highest perfect living being within the universe, can never imagine knowing about the unlimited. We can know something of the unlimited when it is explained by the unlimited, as has been done by the Lord himself in the unique statements of the Bhagavad Gita. And it can also be known to some extent from realized souls like Shukadeva Goswami, who learned it from Vyasadeva, a disciple of Narada, and thus the perfect knowledge can descend by the chain of disciplic succession only, and not by any form of experimental knowledge, old or modern. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta.
So these are words spoken by Parikshit Maharaj, continuing his questions to Shukadeva Goswami in this chapter. He's saying, Nunam Bhagavato Brahman Harera Dudhakarana. Lord, Upam Cheshtin, Dudhi Bhavya Vibha. Even they trying to understand the Lord and his wonderful activities. Even their appearance, even their endeavors are insufficient. This is in continuation with the verse that Parikshit Maharaj mentioned in the previous verse, where he said that the Lord is the one who maintains everything, and he winds up everything, and he employs this innumerable energies, and the Lord, who is full of energies, dedicated energies, he creates and he gets others to create all of this in a sportive manner. And in this way, the Lord performs wonderful activities. And even the learned sages, even the learned philosophers who are trying to understand him, find their efforts insufficient. And very interesting, Srila Prabhupada has quoted 1960, probably a newspaper clipping about some news from Moscow, scientists in Moscow reporting something. So, even understanding, even seeing the material world around us, with the scientists trying to understand how this world is made of, even they are very, very vivid. During Einstein's time, the popular understanding of the worldview about the universe was known as steady state, meaning the universe exists and it is in a steady state, and it has been existing like this forever. The idea that the universe came into being was not there. In the early 1900s, that's when Einstein proposed his theory, 1905, 1911, those years. So the understanding was the universe has always existed. And by 1928, 1930s, some scientists had made such an observation. And they found that some of the universes, some of the stars, the galaxies are receding, they are moving away. So that was a landmark discovery. So they found that if the universes are moving away, which means if you reconstruct with time, they were all at one point in one place. So, which means it all started off, and then that is how the theory of the Big Bang. When the theory of the Big Bang came, there was a lot of opposition among the scientists. Because if you say that the steady state universe always existed, they had to explain the universe came into existence from state of non-existence. So you have to answer the question, what triggered this? And the main botheration for the scientists was, oh my God, that means universe was created. It looks like Bible is right. Or what religious people are saying is right. God created. Once upon a time, in the beginning, God said, there shall be, and the universe came into existence. So it looks like the Bible theory, Bible understanding, religious understanding will gain credibility from our scientific discoveries. So that was very unsettling. And there was a lot of opposition. Big scientists. But then the observations that they had made was very compelling. The evidence was very strong to say that no, the universe actually began. They did some more experiments, some more predictions, all of them came true. By 1950s and 1960s, it was well established that the universe began with the Big Bang. That's the common understanding. Yesterday, I received an email from some devotee. Now, a new theory which says that the no universe did not begin. They have come up with some other new explanation. They don't know. Universe has always existed. But how do you explain Big Bang? Big Bang was just one occurrence, but even before the universe existed. Some complex jugglery of words. So you see how the scientists are constantly changing their version. They are not sure about it. They are actually very clear. How to explain, because they have to explain very small level at the atomic level, subatomic level, and they have to explain at the cosmological level, because the universe is very big. And what are the theories that explain at the atomic level? Theories that explain. And to find a reconciliation of all these things. So, even we see here in 1960, Prabhupada is mentioning about there could be possibility of planets in the universe where there are beings endowed with reason. These kind of theories and understanding, the scientists call this SETI, search for extraterrestrial intelligence. It started around that time, 1960s. When Prabhupada was writing this purport, 1960s here in Vrindavan. So many must have come across newspaper and typed it. So these kind of theories, these kind of understandings continuing even today. Today we are in 2020, 21. After 60 years, still these kind of theories are going on. But what the scientists say is, although we are inconclusive in our understanding, we only have partial understanding, but we want you to lead a life based on our, and the shade is repeating of this thing also exactly. Imagine how did those pigments come about in that way? It's actually very, very bewildering. And that is why the Bhagavatam says, Vayamsi Vayamsi means birds. Birds in this world, there are beautiful birds. And you see the beautiful birds, and they're beautiful and they're very pleasant sounds they make. This is an expression of the artistic sense of Krishna. Krishna has a tremendous artistic sense, and in this creation of the material world, he has, like we read this verse, Yam Yam Shakti, he has engaged his various energies to create this world. So he has unlimited creative energy, and some of those energies are used to create the variegatedness in this world. And see all these things, one is bewildered and and finally, Srila Prabhupada concludes that for a human being who is here for a certain number of years with a small brain, to understand and explain the whole universe, what it is all, what is the end of the universe, and beyond the end of the universe, what is there, outside of the universe, what is there. These are all very, very bewildering things. Scientists will come up with different theories. They will play around with those theories for some time, and then some other new theory will come. They will discard that theory, they will take another theory, and in this way, the enterprise of science that the steady state universe always existed, was perfect. But now they have to explain the universe came into existence from state of non-existence. So you have to answer the question, what triggered this? And the main botheration for the scientists was, oh my God, that means universe was created. It looks like the Bible is right. Or what the religious people are saying is that God created. Once upon a time, in the beginning, God said, there shall be, and the universe came into existence. So, as the devotees, as the sages of our country, they had an alternate method of receiving this knowledge. They recognize our senses are imperfect, our brains are imperfect, are limited. They cannot comprehend everything. So, we have to have another method of knowing these. So, the other method is very nicely Prabhupada has explained. We are talking about the unlimited Lord. how can the limited know the unlimited? We can know something of the unlimited Lord when it is explained by the unlimited, as has been done by the Lord Himself in the unique statements of the Lord. So, this is the position of the Bhagavad Gita, where the Lord Himself is explaining Himself, and it is an opportunity for us to understand. Or, when it is explained, or it can also be known to some extent from realized souls like Shukadeva Goswami, who learned it from Vyasadeva, a disciple of Narada, and thus the perfect knowledge can descend by the chain of disciplic succession only, and not by any form of experimental knowledge or modern. So, we can see how Prabhupada, when he wrote these purports in 1960, it was considered moral at that time. Now you would consider this old, 60 years ago. And still things are inconclusive and imperfect. On the other hand, we receive knowledge from the disciplic succession. And this knowledge, as we receive from the disciplic succession, Prabhupada has used this expression, perfect knowledge. See, that is the confidence that Srila Prabhupada had. That is the faith and the confidence that Srila Prabhupada had in this disciplic succession. Because Krishna says that in the Gita, this knowledge is parampara praptam. It is received in the parampara. And Krishna gave an example. Long ago I spoke this knowledge to Vikasvan, Vikasvan gave this knowledge to Manu, Manu to Ikshvaku. In this way the knowledge is coming down. He cited an example of 3 personalities through whom this knowledge is coming. And he said, this is the way this knowledge is received. This is not a knowledge that is created by a speculative, limited, imperfect human being. It is not a knowledge that is self-created. It is a knowledge that is received. So, this is a complete new paradigm that Srila Prabhupada presents. And this is the source of knowledge. And Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami to make it even more accurate, he wrote down, this is the succession, the disciplic succession. This is how his knowledge has come. And that's how Srila Prabhupada introduces disciplic succession in the introduction of the Gita. This Bhagavad Gita, as it is received in this chain of disciplic succession. Evam Parampara. And it begins with Krishna, which is named in the end. That's one who has received this knowledge of his Guru, and that's what I'm explaining. So, this is the disciplic succession given by Bhaktivedanta Saraswati. And the knowledge, when we receive it from Prabhupada, as it is, without any speculation, without any addition, without any deletion, if this is received in this way, this is perfect. No one can claim this kind of. This knowledge is perfect. And so, otherwise, there is no opportunity for us to know the unlimited. How can the limited know the unlimited? Limited means small. Unlimited means unlimited. How can we know? So, when a limited can know the unlimited, when the unlimited explains in a way the limited can understand. And that is what Krishna did in the Bhagavad. So these are all very wonderful things. 5,000 years ago, Krishna came and he explained about himself. And like Prabhupada said in the previous purport, regretfully, Krishna says, there are many places Krishna makes another statement, regretfully. This is another one. Vedaham samakitani vartamanani charjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. So, mam tu vedana kaschana. I know all living entities. I know all of the living entities. I know you. I know all the histories. I know the past. I know the present. I know the future. I know all. Bhavishyani cha bhutani. Vedaham bhutani. I know all the living entities. So Krishna knows all of us. Can you imagine? Such a wonderful thing. Krishna knows us. What we are doing, what we are thinking, all the dirty things in our heart. Krishna knows. Mam tu vedana kaschana. And him, we don't know. We have no interest in him. So like this, there are many places in this 7th chapter. There is another verse which is similar to this. Tribhir gunamaye bhavay evi sarvamidam jagat mohitam nabhijanati mamebhya paramapyayam. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Tribhir gunamaye bhavay evi sarvamidam jagat mohitam. The entire world is bewildered, mohitam, by this Tribhir gunamaye bhavaihi. Sarvam idam jagat mohitam. Na bhi, na abhijanati, na abhijanati mam. Mam na abhijanati. The whole world is bewildered by the influence of the three modes and they don't know me. Ebhya paramapyayam. Ma ebhya paramapyayam. And me who is beyond this material existence, beyond this material world. Deluded by the three modes, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Param and Avyayam. Ebhya param and Avyayam. But they don't know me. So like this, Krishna is making many statements regretfully. No one knows me. They don't know me. I know. I am the one who is maintaining everyone. I am controlling everyone. Bijat Kadapitaha. I am the seed-giving father for everyone. But they don't know me. So, this is a disciplic, so receiving knowledge from the disciplic succession is a way to know something about Krishna. Not that we will know everything. We cannot know everything about Krishna. Krishna is unlimited. So we can know something about Krishna through this process. So all this understanding should make us humble. We should know our limitations. And in that frame of mind, if we do devotional activities, Krishna will lead in the hearts of the sincere devotees. Stop here. Any questions? Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra ki, Shri Nithai Vrindavan ki, Shri Vrindavan Dham, Nithai Govinda.